For today's cup of coffee, we're going to be discussing New Age and psychic fakes. And this is something that I have dealt with for many years. Other people have dealt with for many years. And it angers me. It angers me greatly.
Rightfully so, too.
And youngest kid and I had listened to somebody earlier today, and I listened to her, whatever it was, supposedly channeling, which I don't, normally fool with that, but this person, and I'm sure she's a perfectly nice lady. I really do think she's a nice lady. And so I hollered at Kid. I said, Kid, come here and listen to this. Didn't tell him anything else. He listened to it. It was like 6 or 7 minutes long. And he's like, what is this?
No, I'm like, she's full of shit.
Yeah. And it was just circular logic. It's like, what was it? Fear of the unknown. But with the known, miracles are not going to manifest. So you have to trust in the unknown. But once you get to know the unknown, it's now known. And I'm like, what? What the hell does that even mean? So that means that puts you, according to her words, that puts you back in the realm of the known where miracles do not manifest. First of all, miracles come from God, and that's it. So the way that she was saying it was this proverbial carrot being hung just out of reach. And it's just, when I was part of the New Age community, and I was not like that when I used as far as tarot cards, and I am not encouraging anybody to do any of this stuff. The cards were a prop for me, nothing more.
Because she actually had the ability.
But it was one of those, if someone asked me a question, and if I looked at them and told them what I saw or what I knew, they would ignore it. But if I had this pictured card in front of me, somehow that gave it mystical credence, which I don't understand, and it still happens today. And that's just like Kid, I have told him before, and other family members, that, something that I don't know if I need to have, go about ringing a bell when I have a knowing, or
Bring out your dad.
Yeah, really, that's what it feels like.
Bring out your dad.
Because for me, it's just like, oh, okay, this is what's going on, and they don't, because it's just part of our everyday world. People have a tendency to discount it, or it's just like, oh well, Mama's being weird again, until later, and they're like, you told me that, and it's like, yes. But within the New Age community, and this, oh my God, it just always ran all over me. First of all, when someone gets to the level of desperation, usually, that they go to a psychic or something like that, these people are hurting. They feel stuck. They're looking to someone outside of themselves to assist them, to give them some kind of sense of direction, what have you. And then to go and pay, and some of these people charge ridiculous prices. I know some astrologers can be like $300 or $500. Psychic readings can be anywhere from $50, $75, $150, depending on it. For me personally, for an hour, it was $65, and that was years ago. And it was just, and it always felt wrong to charge people for it. I don't know why, but it did. But to have somebody come back and go, the answer is within you. You already know the answer. Well, hell no, if I knew the answer, I wouldn't be asking a question.
Exactly.
So in other words,
they're full of shit.
There are a lot of people that are absolutely, I don't care how many singing bowls that they have, how many crystals they have donned upon them, draped upon their bodies, how many silks, how many times a day that they do yoga poses or whatever. I'm not throwing off on the yoga. I'm really not. I have done yoga. It's a great stretching exercise, different things like that. But within that community, you've got that. And some of these people are as dogmatic as any Pentecostal or Baptist church that you would ever dare go into. It's just a different type of dogma. And if anybody goes outside of their realm, guess what? They become a heretic also. So spiritual, you've got posers of all kinds, no kinds. Even amongst the atheist community, there is a dogma.
Yeah.
Because atheism, what is it? It's secular humanism.
Mm-hmm.
They believe themselves to be gods. Bless Kiss. He's over here sneezing. And even within that, they will oust someone from amongst their ranks if they don't believe as they do also.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes those who scream tolerance the most are the most intolerant. You've got to do it. You've got to do it this way. You've got to do it my way. Narcissism. You're not doing it right because that's not how I would do it. It just is astounding.
Do you know the answer to that?
I always had to put an adult lange content thing
I don't know
on
that
here
they can
because
hear
of
that.
kid.
I don't know that
I
they
heard
can hear
it.
That. You
I
can hear
heard
it,
it.
but I don't know if they could.
Anyhow, so always be aware. And you have wolves in sheep's clothing amongst all. You know, always just waiting to prey upon somebody who is in a state of despair. And that's evil. That is profiteering. I don't care who it is, what it is. But you've always got fakes and frauds, and that makes it very hard on the people who really do have talents and abilities. And a lot of the people, there was a lady years ago that someone had sent me to, and that woman was incredible. Nobody knew. It was she did not have a shingle hung out as far as being a seer or anything like that. And she was phenomenal. That was the first psychic that I had ever been to. I don't even know if she considered herself a psychic. She just knew things. But let me tell you, she used a deck of just regular playing cards. And she told me, she said that to not talk to her because that she would just, she didn't want what anybody said or any information or something like that to cloud what she was going to see. She would talk, and she would say at the end of the session that you could ask like 3 questions. And I went out of there, and it was amazing. And one of the things she said, why did you come to me? You can do this yourself. Which was validation that I needed. The other thing that she had told me, as far as I was in a really dangerous situation, and as far as her validating on that, it's like if he catches you out alone, he will kill you, which was what my attorney had told my parents later on. So within that, always be discerning, and I will encourage you. And this is where the Christian community, we are supposed to have people that have gifts of knowledge, that are seers, that are Christian, and that they are, sorry, very loud truck. This is what we have to put up with a lot of the time, folks. That's a new one. I'm not familiar with that one. Potatoes in the tailpipe. Always a thought. Always a thought. I've lost my train of thought. Help me.
woman.
Within the Christian community, that we are supposed to have people with spiritual gifts, that people don't feel the need to go to a psychic or to the New Age community or to anything outside of within the circle of believers.
That's supposed to be how it is. But it's not, because those people get shunned
They do.
in the churches.
They do. And why? I mean, there are so many things that people have labeled evil.
Because they twist stuff to go against things that they themselves are scared of.
Mm-hmm. Perfect love casts out fear. That is what Scripture tells us. And you've got people that, it's very much legalism. When you've got people that don't understand Scripture, that don't understand the culture, that truly don't understand what was written and what it meant, well, you get sort of like kid yesterday talking about the couple down the road that had passed away and sort of making it up as he was going along.
No,
Yes.
you pretty much corroborated what I said as far as the dude going in the backyard and shooting him, and the woman did die.
You added details.
In the house.
You added details that I don't know where in the world you got them, and you couldn't remember your source. Yates said you are the origin of urban legends.
It's
and I
literally been years, and I heard that as a child. So that shit sticks with you.
Well, it does, and this is where memory has an odd element to it. And that's the reason, as far as if you ever do decide to go have a reading or whatever, take a tape recorder. Or, if somebody comes to you and says, hey, and you can feel that this is a word from God, write it down so that you can go back and read it and remember it accurately. So, yeah, just be discerning, folks. And on a lot of this stuff, save you money. Because there are a lot of fakes out there. I got to where I wouldn't even, like I said, I always felt really bad about charging people. And I would give them a read or whatever. And they're like, how much do I owe you? And I would say, just whatever you want to gift me with, that's fine. And if it was $2, if it was $20 or whatever it was, that was, that was them blessing me because I had done the best I could to be a blessing to them. Freely receive, freely give.
Mm-hmm.
So anyhow, if you've got paranormal or supernatural encounters, if you've had experiences with UFOs, aliens, with or without probing, you're over there making noises. He's over here making noises. That's what it is. You hear this? No, I hear you with plastic wrap. So I'm working on getting kids to Stratera. I really am. If you've had experiences with cryptids such as Bigfoot, chupacabras, the knot deer, if you've got some kind of cryptid creature
Wendigo
that you have heard of, that you would like to share those legends, any of that stuff, alternate realities.
La Llorona.
I think that is that primarily down in Mexico?
Yeah, it's a Mexican thing.
Okay, well, I didn't know if that included as far as parts of Texas or if it was a specific.
No, it's Mexico.
Okay. There's a lot of, what was that one creature that you were talking about, the Japanese creature?
Which one? There's many.
The one that stole the soul through.
Oh, the Kappa?
It would steal people's, it would extract the soul through the anus. I thought that was interesting.
I'll steal your soul from your butt.
Yeah, there's parts of that in Bubba Hotep, so that was...
Watch Bubba Hotep.
Watch Bubba Hotep, truly. Bubba.
Bob? Watch Bob.
Bubba Hotep. That's a different version. Anyhow, any of that stuff, email that to us at cupofcoffeewithscream@gmail.com. And you all have a beautiful, blessed day.
Bye.